And today, we're diving into the AI arms race that's happening right now for your ears. It's a battle to become your personal DJ.
Okay, just try to wrap your head around this number. In the world of music streaming, you have access to over 100 million songs. That's not just a big library, it's a practically infinite universe of music right there in your pocket. And yet, here's the paradox, right? With all that choice, how many times do you find yourself stuck in a musical rut, listening to the same old stuff on repeat? You know that feeling of user fatigue? It's a massive problem for every streaming service out there. Well, this is exactly the problem that the streaming giants are racing to solve. And they're not doing it with more human curators. Nope. They're doing it with your very own personal AI DJ, one that's designed to learn your unique taste and hopefully surprise you.
See, that mountain of music creates some really big challenges. You've got content overload, which leads straight to that user fatigue we were talking about, where looking for a new song feels more like work than fun. And it gets way worse when the recommendations feel totally generic because, the algorithm has no idea if you're trying to focus at work or get pumped up for a run. So this is where the really sophisticated AI comes into play. We're moving past systems that just react to what you play. The goal now is a proactive guide, an AI that learns your taste so well it can actually anticipate what you want to hear next. It's all about cutting through that noise. So who's making the big moves in this AI arms race? Well, for years, Spotify's Discover Weekly was pretty much the gold standard. But now, Amazon Music is making a major play, and they are directly challenging the longtime champ of music discovery. Their first big shot was a beta feature they launched last year called Maestro. The idea was simple but powerful. Let users create playlists just by asking for them in plain English, or, with some pretty wild and out there ideas. And I mean, you could get really specific. You could literally just use emojis to ask for a playlist for when you're crying and eating spaghetti, and Maestro would just build it for you. It's this incredible concept of turning a feeling, a mood, directly into a custom soundtrack. And what's cool is that early users on Reddit said it felt surprisingly personal. It wasn't just grabbing random songs that fit a mood. It was smart enough to pull from artists people already loved, which made the new discoveries feel a lot more intuitive and, actually tailored to them. So, building on that awesome interactive tech, Amazon has now launched what you could call Maestro's proactive cousin, Weekly Vibe. And this is the big step forward, because this feature doesn't wait for you to ask. It tries to anticipate what you need. So here's the deal. Every single Monday, it drops a brand new playlist into your library. And it's not just based on what you've listened to before. It's looking at your evolving tastes, your moods, all to make sure your music never, ever gets stale. And the best part is, they made this really powerful AI super easy to find. You just open the app, pop over to your library, tap on Made for You, and boom, it's right there waiting for you. Super simple, super accessible. And this right here is a perfect example of how the AI actually learns. See, every time you tell the app you're feeling energetic or that you're working, you're not just picking a playlist, you are actively training the system. You're giving it the context it needs to make smarter choices for you next time. So let's peel back the curtain a little bit. How does all this digital magic actually work? And more importantly, how does it stack up against the competition? When you put it side by side with Spotify, you can really see the battle lines being drawn. Both are going hard on proactive and interactive AI. But look at that audio quality row. Amazon is making a huge play there, offering lossless audio that is literally 10 times the quality of what Spotify currently offers. That's a big deal for audiophiles.
Under the hood, the AI is using a couple of key tricks. The first is something called collaborative filtering, which is basically just digital word of mouth. It crunches data from millions of users to say, hey, people who like the same weird indie bands as you also seem to love this new artist. You should check them out.
And the other main ingredient is content-based filtering. This is where the AI basically becomes a music expert. It analyzes the actual DNA of a song. We're talking tempo, key, energy, even the emotional vibe of the lyrics to find other songs that just sound like something you would love. Okay, so that's a lot of cool sounding tech. But let's ask the real question. Does it actually matter? Does all this fancy AI actually lead to a better listening experience than what we've had for years?
Well, the data says yes, a big yes. Recent research shows these integrated AI systems are just plain better. They don't just find more relevant songs, improving accuracy from about 70% to nearly 80, but here's the kicker. They are over 40% more effective at helping you discover new music. And that's the real holy grail.
This is about so much more than just building better playlists. This kind of technology is fundamentally changing our relationship with music, and that goes for us, the listeners, and for the artists themselves.
So for us, it means better discovery, higher satisfaction, and way less time hitting that skip button. But maybe the biggest impact here is on the artists. This tech helps level the playing field. It means smaller, non-mainstream artists can find their audience based on pure talent and compatibility, not just because they have a huge marketing budget. It's a true democratization of discovery.
And this whole shift is pushing AI along a pretty interesting spectrum. It starts over on the consumer end, curating playlists and streaming, but as it gets smarter and more sophisticated, it starts creeping toward the professional end, becoming a tool that can actually help generate the music itself.
And that leaves us with one last, kind of mind-bending question. As this AI gets so good that it knows your taste maybe even better than you do, the line between curator and creator just starts to dissolve. It knows the exact beat, the perfect chord progression that will make you feel something. So what happens when the DJ stops spinning records and starts writing them? What does the future of music even sound like then?